Welcome back to Factory Sealed. It is November 29th, 2015. My name is Eric Peterson, and joining me today is Miss Jessica Clarkson.
Basically.
Where's the sexy voice you were giving us earlier, Jess?
It's gone.
Oh.
It's replaced with the crackiness that you just heard.
Damn it.
Just beautiful.
It's gone. It's gone.
I was really hoping we would have some sultry, phlegmy tones from you.
Maybe later.
Oh. We've got Dan Curtis here, too.
Oh, that was such a crap introduction.
Well, maybe if you would wake up with a sexier voice.
Right?
I mean, I'm still within that 45-minute window of I've woken up and I've got like this really cool, deep voice, and I can like.
You've just been standing on the porch smoking big fat cigars for the past hour.
Just getting super sexy. And I was at a party last night where I was yelling a lot. So.
Factory Sealed,
That's
sexy
intense.
edition coming in your ears right now.
I'm just going to do that a lot. Just,
Oh, God.
It's not annoying as hell.
You're just jealous because you can't do it.
Or weird as hell. One of the two.
Yeah, it's true.
You sound like that guy who was standing outside Jess's house weeks ago.
He just said, Ooh.
She's doing the dishes.
Are those sweatpants?
Marigold gloves.
A triple XL sweatshirt?
I have these super old sweaters.
Huh?
But Andrew's mom gave me these like sweaters from like the 80s. And they're so ridiculously comfortable, but so just ridiculous. Like, they're huge. They're just intense Christmas sweaters.
They just go down over your feet.
Basically.
Are they actual pop-up tents without the poles?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
And like the armpits huge in them.
You are on to
glorious.
something then. Oh, God, all that shit hurt my voice.
Could you get two people in them, Jess?
Probably like 3.
Have you
That's a-
seen these walking sleeping bags?
No.
There is such a thing.
They're for sleepwalkers.
There is such a thing as a walking sleeping bag. I see them at Target, and I want to buy it just out of hilarity. Here. It's only like $15. Now,
Why do you need to walk in a sleeping bag?
good freaking question. So who has ever gone camping and been like, man,
Oh my God.
camping
those
is
are
awesome
amazing.
if only I didn't have to crawl into my sleeping bag at night.
Oh my God. And that would be perfect because it has armholes. So if you're in the sleeping bag, you could still like read or something and have your hands all T-Rexy while still being a little bit warm.
You could also
I
just
want
wear a
this in my
coat.
life. No, this is glorious.
You know what I love about things like this when they get a model to wear it? What a job that is. Like there's one I found ages ago where it was Angry Birds fancy dress costume, and these people just look like complete. Honestly, they looked so ridiculous.
I love the like original Snuggie models. Like the infomercial where they're doing the like raise the roof in their Snuggies.
The thing that I'm wondering about is that, I mean, clearly it needs to be long enough for you to lay in it upright. So are there like a system of pulleys in there that cinch it up so your feet, so the bag doesn't drag on the floor?
Did
The
you not
sleeping
actually
bag- the
look at the
sleeping bag-
pictures?
The sleeping bag bottom clips up out of the way for easy walking.
Oh, shit.
It's like the first picture.
What do you mean it's the first
well,
picture? It's a
the
dude
sack
looking all
picture.
rugged like he's going to chop down a tree.
Yeah, and the sleeping
looks-
bag's folded up on the bottom.
He looks like
bad.
Joel from The Last of Us.
God, you look like such a twat in that.
I feel like that's almost like basic bitch status too.
If there's ever a company outing or like a camping shit or something like that, I'm buying one of these.
You should. You look really stylish.
Yeah.
Or I could get the Chum Buddy, the shark sleeping bag.
Those are so funny.
That's
like hilarious.
That's what I'm going to get Ellie. And then, oh my God, I don't know how we got to that, but
No.
there we are. This is my favorite shark one. The one where the girl is just standing with it over the top of her.
I think
How do you get out of that?
when we have this discussion, we need to start putting these pictures in the podcast description so people can look at them as they listen.
Just type in shark sleeping bag. Oh my God.
Hilarious.
Yeah. Oh, we were talking about you and your Super Bowl 80 sweaters.
Oh yes. Yes, they are awesome.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Oh, yes. Want some tea?
I miss sultry dress. Sultry Jess is better, Jess.
But it comes and goes, like it's not a constant thing, so I can't even like plan it to feel like I'm super cool.
The anticipation is palpable. It's like, oh my God, when is Sultry Jess going to be back? And then we just get normal, hi. It's like, oh.
But yeah, I was telling you guys I had to have a friggin' camera shoved down my nose,
Oh, yeah.
which is disgusting. It's disgusting.
Was it one of those that had a big light on the end of it?
Yeah, so he like starts coming.
I know what
towards
they're
me.
called.
What are they called?
They're called bore scopes.
Ball scopes?
Bore scopes, as in you are a bore.
That's why.
I don't know.
Why do you know
Because
that?
they bore. Because we sell them at work.
Really?
You sell cameras
Really?
that go down people's noses.
Not down noses, but you can use them for other stuff like inspecting in machinery and sticking them down drains and shit. There you go.
Huh.
Interesting fact for you there.
Daniel Curtis.
Carry on, dress.
Smarter than he appears.
They're just disgusting. Don't shove it down your nose. Just don't do it. It
It
feels like
it could be stuck in worse places.
I had to have a camera shoved down my throat one time.
I had that, but that was not as bad.
Well, because they put you into a twilight state. You're not asleep,
Yeah.
but you're kind of awake. I just remember laying there and watching this TV as they cram this thing down my throat. I'm like, oh, there's my vocal cords. Oh, my stomach. Hey. And then they said, you have an ulcer. Like, oh.
Oh, nice.
Did you?
What?
I thought it was. What is the other thing that you can get? A hernia. It's not a hernia.
Hernia's in your groin.
Is it? I thought it was in your stomach.
Well, a hernia basically is when one thing pushes through something else into a place where it shouldn't be. So your intestines pop through into your testicles is a hernia.
Seriously?
Oh, that's one form of it.
That's
That's
awful.
really intense.
Oh. I mean, they got to go somewhere.
So, Jess, why did you get a camera stuck down your nose? Are you okay?
Yeah, they're trying to figure out what's going on with my voice. So they did not find any polyps or nodules or anything. So cool thing that I'm going to do. They think it could just be like overuse and then I'm using the wrong muscles now to talk or something. But they're doing.
Oh well, that's an easy fix.
Yeah.
Just talking a different.
Your prescription is just shutting the hell up.
That would be terrible.
Just imagine the doctor just going through the notes and you, yes, Miss Clarkson, you are talking too much. It says here clearly here, please shut the feck up.
I like the talking in a different voice better. That would be a little bit more entertaining.
What would you talk in?
A Geordie accent.
We don't need another one on the show. One is too much to process.
Have you two even attempted to do it before?
Have you ever attempted to do it before? Pip, pip, jolly good. I'm going to stab you, you slag.
That's not even close. That's worse than my attempted American.
Or I could just go, what?
You want
I have to talk about the what thing, because if you remember for a few episodes ago, Eric took my me saying what and put it as his ringtone, but it's escalated since then, and his kid, Ellie, has been listening to it going off on the phone, and she started copying it, and it's the best thing ever.
Oh, God. We were playing Rocket League last night, and Ellie was sitting on my lap, and we were chatting with Dan, and
I just want to say that it's so bizarre hearing your own voice coming out of somebody else's phone on the other side of the world. We I was sitting playing on the PlayStation. I could hear it through my headset, and I just heard my own voice go, "What?"
And then Ellie, without missing a beat, starts going, "What? What? What?" And then she wanted to get down, and she was walking out the hallway, and she was just going, "What? What?"
It's just hilarious.
Oh, it's good stuff. Kids are fun. They're like little sponges.
That's hilarious.
So how's everybody's Thanksgiving? Oh, wait, you guys don't celebrate it.
Mine was great a month ago.
Nobody cares about Canadian Thanksgiving.
What's Thanksgiving?
It's when we give thanks for all the stuff we have, and then immediately after dinner, we rush out to buy more shit that we don't have.
I was going to say, or the fact that, like, everyone screwed over the natives. That's what kind of happened.
Oh, yeah, people
America
don't
and
understand
Canada.
that big set the table and the Native Americans sit down with the Pilgrims and everybody just has this big Thanksgiving dinner. Like, they don't understand that never happened, ever.
Yeah.
Well, it's the same with Christmas, though, isn't it? It's just all about presents now. It is a religious holiday, really.
See, but I like that because I'm not religious and I still get presents. So
Yeah.
I'll keep that the same.
I'm not complaining about it. It just happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to talk to you guys about Black Friday, though, because you guys have had it forever, right? Jess, do you have it as well?
We've started to get, like, in the last few years, we've had,
Yes,
like,
us
Black
too.
Friday has been a thing.
Basically, Asda, which is basically the biggest supermarket here, like, it's basically owned by Walmart, Eric.
It's British Walmart.
They about 3 years ago started it, and then because last year everybody started fighting, this year they decided not to bother and just let everybody else do it. So they brought this over, caused loads of aggro, and just went, no, you know what, we're not going to do it anymore.
It's interesting. It's changing here in the States. Probably about 5 or 6 years ago, it was at its peak of like super intense people getting trampled and fights breaking out. And with the advent of purchasing stuff online, they actually saw a massive decline in Black Friday sales this year. My mom and I went out. We swore up one side and down the other that we weren't going to go out this year. And then after dinner, you know what? Yeah, what the hell? Let's go out. And it wasn't very
Like
busy.
that night?
It wasn't any busier than a typical shopping day on a holiday weekend. So we just went to a few different stores, and quite honestly, there was really nothing worth getting this year. There are some years where they've got just smoking deals on video games, but I didn't pick anything up.
You could have got Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5 for $25.
I actually thought about it, believe it or not. Like,
oh god,
I figured $25 would be a very cheap way to experience such a shit game.
apparently they've patched it again, so it might be playable. Maybe.
My question is this: every year there seems to be massive sales on TVs. I mean, that seems to be the big selling item, and my question is, who the hell is buying all of these TVs? Because I don't know how often you guys buy new TVs, but I've had the same TV for 5 years, and then before that, I had the same TV for 7 years, 6 years, and then before that, I had the same TV for 10 years. So
you don't get a new TV very often at all, do you? I mean, I bought a new one when I moved in here because I needed one for the games room as well as the living room. So, but other than that,
yeah.
nah.
But who the hell buys all these TVs?
Because if you can get them for so cheap, then you can get a new TV every year, and it's glorious.
I think what people don't understand is that most of the TVs that you're buying, and especially all of the computers that you're buying on Black Friday sales, are what are called derivatives, meaning that they look like this model, but they're a little different. They may have fewer inputs. They may have a lower response time. The computers are just piles of shit. So that's why they sell them so cheap. And people are like, oh, my God, it's cheap. I'm going to get this. And they go, well, this thing's a piece of shit. Well, no kidding.
Yeah, well, that's a sale for you, isn't it? It's just really the stuff people didn't want.
Mm-hmm.
I bought a Fire TV stick, $25. That thing was awesome.
What?
Yeah.
The Amazon Fire TV, they have a little stick, like a Chromecast.
Oh, okay.
That thing's awesome.
I don't know why, but I heard Fire Stick, and I thought it was like
A dildo.
a fireplace poker for your TV, and was very confused.
We went two different directions on that thought process.
I did. Oh, man.
Fire Stick TM.
God. Yeah, it's... I don't know.
But I feel like they slowly raise prices to drop them for Black Friday. Like, they're not actually better deals.
I would say that's probably kind of accurate. The only thing and this is ridiculous. I mean, you can tell that I'm getting older. I actually bought clothes on Black Friday. Like, oh, dress shirts, $10. Hell yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, when they're usually $35, I'll take them for $10. Thank you. And then I got mad because they didn't have any belts on sale.
Just kicking off in the middle of the shop. Where are the belts?
I found a lady. I'm like, you guys have any belts on sale? It's all buy one, get one half off. I just want one half off.
Shouting at some poor old woman who works
just
in the
yeah. Steal a belt from a child, because that's the thing to do this year.
Steal a belt from a child?
No, you don't do that. That's wrong.
Did you guys see the rice cooker video?
No.
So there's a video online of Black Friday compilations and stuff. But one of them, this mom and her child were at, I think it might have been Walmart or something. And she has 2 rice cookers in her hands. And then her kid has a rice cooker as well. And then some random lady.
Rice cookers. Why do you need 3 rice cookers?
Have you ever cooked rice?
No.
But 3 of them?
Well, what if you need to make 3 huge batches?
If I want to make rice, I get a thing of Uncle Ben's, take the top off and put it in the microwave.
Oh, Jesus. Uncle Ben's minute rice is disgusting.
It's fine over here.
No. I learned, one of my really close friends, his family is straight from Mexico, and they taught me the best way to make rice. I will never eat minute rice ever again.
Can you share your knowledge?
No.
This is a trademark Mexican family secret that shall never be shared.
I need to have
How do we get here? Right, rice cookers, Jess, crack on.
Podcast.
Oh, no, but finish the rice cooker story because it's hilarious. Some random woman came up to this child and grabbed the rice cooker out of this child's arms. Just I want that rice cooker and I'm going to steal from a child. The kid was 6, maybe?
It's teaching that kid some very important life lessons, though, which we
don't
coddle children way too much. We need to teach them that the world fucking sucks.
Don't trust a hoe.
You sound like such a good parent, Eric.
Well, kids get out into the world, especially the kids that go through these really sheltering private schools, because I went to them for grade school and then high school, but fortunately I had my formative years in a
finally
public
an explanation.
school.
I know, right? Can we pause on that for a second?
What?
You just dropped the private school bomb and then kept going.
Yeah, I went to private school from kindergarten through 5th grade, and then I went to a very, very public middle school for 6, 7, and 8, and then I went back to a private high school.
Which is where you were in Glee Club.
Yes, I was in a private high school Glee Club.
You were basically that one high school in Glee.
I don't know which high school that is.
It was an all boys school, and they wore matching clothes.
Oh no, there were definitely girls at this school.
Was it the boys dressed up as girls?
I'm not sure. Maybe they were awfully convincing.
Did they have a penis?
That gave it away.
This just explained your whole high school career.
Yes, it's all snapping into focus.
Well, judging by Eric's appearance during high school in his skater days, he wasn't going anywhere near the girls anyway.
Could you imagine if you still were into skateboarding when you were wearing your sequin vests? Because I feel like that
I was
would be
still
a
into
good
skating
match.
in high school.
Would you wear your sequin vests while you skated?
I never did, but
It could be the jazzy skateboarder. Let's start this.
Yeah, jazz hand kickflip.
That would totally do well on YouTube. Trademark that shit right now.
We've already got proper bollocks trademarked. I can't focus on all these trademarks.
All right. I think we get a new one every week.
Yeah. So yesterday, I went to a party, and on the way there, we're driving. My friend lives in a very, very nice neighborhood, but for some reason, they built this neighborhood in the shittiest part of Phoenix. It is right downtown, across the street. His neighborhood is quite literally across the street from just pure ghetto shit slums. So you're driving down the road, and on the right side is these $500,000 homes, and the other side is a house that you probably wouldn't even want to take for free. And we're driving down the road, and I look to the left. I'm like, Jesus Christ, what is that? And there's this car in the middle of this intersection, flames billowing out of the hood. Just flaming inferno coming out of the hood of this car. So
What was that noise again?
That one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
Yeah,
checking.
those are the flames.
New universal fire effect.
So I whip a Yui
Effect.
to go back, and I roll down the passenger window, and I'm keeping my distance because I don't know if this thing's going to blow up. And I yell out the window to these guys. There are these two black guys there with big old cigarettes. I mean, for some reason, they were not just your regular cigarettes. I don't know if they were hand-rolled or what, but they're just walking around like not a goddamn thing in the world is happening.
Are you sure they were cigarettes then?
I have no idea what they were. Maybe they were huge white cigars, but whatever. They're just walking around smoking
I was
cigarettes.
going with joints.
And I yell out the window, "Do you guys need me to call somebody?" And then one guy just kind of looks over me like, "Nah, I think we're good." And I'm like, "Are you sure? Your car's on fire." And he's like, "No, let me see if I can put this out." So he walks over to the sidewalk, grabs a big clump of dirt, and then walks back to his car and throws it on the hood. And it doesn't go out. I'm like, "Okay, do you want me to call somebody now?" And he goes, "Nah, let me see if I can put this out." And he shuts the hood on it. And that does nothing but aggravate it even further. Now flames are billowing out of all the cracks and crevices in this hood. And I'm like, I'm not going to sit here. This thing's going to blow up. But one of the other guys is in the back. He's backing away. He's like, "Oh, hell no. This thing's going to blow." So I whip around. These guys just had absolutely no care in the world that their car was just flaming. Wanted me to call nobody. So the guy that was trying to put it out leaves the hood closed, walks around to the back, and just starts resting on the trunk right above the gas tank. And now I'm back on the other side of the road. It's like, "All right, I'm going to leave. You sure you don't want me to call somebody?" He's like, "Nah, we just live down the street. We'll go over there and call somebody if we need to." I'm like, "All right." Your fucking car's on fire.
That is hilarious.
That's the stupidest thing ever.
The dude just didn't care.
Some things in life just baffle you, don't they? Like how other people operate. It's just
That
They must have been stoned.
That takes the cake over the previous car fire that I came across when I was working as a professional mosquito killer. We were up in northern Wisconsin, and we were on our lunch break, and we just picked a random neighborhood to drive into and sit and have our lunch and play some DS. But those old Volkswagen Bugs, the vans, I don't remember the real, just the Volkswagen vans from the 70s, the hippie vans.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, this one ran on something that was very, very flammable when you pour certain liquids on it. So this dude is sitting there working in his car, and the engine's in the back, and it just ignites. So he goes over and gets a hose from his house, and he starts spraying water on it. And it's I don't know if it was actual water or if he had it hooked up to gasoline, because the thing instantly was engulfed in flames. The whole thing just lit up. Fire trucks, everybody. It was... If you've never experienced a barbecue, you need to see it.
Because it could have been like, I know grease fires and stuff, you're not supposed to use water because it makes it worse. And I feel like that would be the same with like other oil fatty things.
That's probably what it was, because it made it a whole lot worse. And the dude the whole time is screaming about his van. He's like, oh, my van.
That shag carpet.
We just sat there eating our sandwiches. Like, this is a good lunch break. I have a picture
Our
of it
last
somewhere.
car fire was Andrew's truck fire.
Yes, that was a good one.
It's such a classic.
I am yet to set anything on fire, thankfully, so hopefully that stays that way.
Well, when you come to America, we'll set some stuff on fire for you.
Okay, can we play urban golf as well?
Oh, of course. Speaking of coming to
Oh
America,
my God.
Mr. Tom, who's not with us today,
Oh, yeah.
We're the worst at doing that.
he and his girlfriend just booked tickets to come over and visit next March.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Like the March coming up?
Yeah, as in like 5 months.
Wow.
Yeah. We're going to do Las Vegas and the Grand Canyon and Phoenix, and then they're going to go fart off into the West Coast.
Very nice.
So, should we talk about some video games or something?
I think we probably should, yes.
We intended to last week. I don't remember why we took the week off last week.
Because I was out.
Oh,
Dan.
yeah, you were out. You were the only one who'd actually completed the game.
Yep.
So we meant to play for last week Super Star Wars for SNES because Battlefront just came out. And lordy lord, let me tell you what, Battlefront is awesome. But I don't want to, I don't have anybody else to talk to about it because Dan's like, I'm going to put it on my Christmas list.
I'm still in Fallout mode.
I am too, but man, when Tuesday rolls around with Just Cause, see you Fallout.
See, I can't right now. I'm just so invested and
We haven't heard your take on it yet, Jess.
No,
'Cause
because
you
someone gave me
missed
the
it.
wrong time.
No, you just wrongly
yeah.
assumed that Dan and Tom would be recording at 4 in.
I didn't think about that component.
No, I know you didn't. Superfan
It's
Mega
crazy,
Boner
though.
Jess loves Fallout.
Like, it's so overwhelming. But then I just finished last night the Institute
Oh shit,
quest
you're farther than
line.
I am.
Oh, okay.
So have you
Because
actually
I've been
finished
going to
it
bed
then?
at 3 a.m. Yeah, just from the one faction. And I wasn't.
I can't
as
talk about it without spoiling it for
impressed.
Eric.
Yeah. No,
Well, I don't think you play these games with the storyline. The other quests outside of the storyline are always better, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it was just a little underwhelming, the end of it for me. But
It sounds
yeah,
like you've done the same thing that I did, because on these kind of games, generally there's certain factions you can side with, and then depending on which ones you side with, you get locked out of other missions, which you could do for another faction. I think it all kind of works out the same in the end-ish.
yeah.
Did you guys
in this
join the
case-
Brotherhood?
No.
No,
Oh, I did.
I joined the Institute.
I
I
joined.
did join the
too.
Brotherhood. I joined the Brotherhood originally, but I betrayed them and did the Institute. So you don't do the Institute, Eric, so we could see how it's different.
Okay.
Because I found, I freaking love Deacon so much. And he was like, oh, I hate the Brotherhood. And I was like, so do I then. Screw them.
Peer pressure is a dangerous thing.
He's
I
just
want to
so
talk.
funny.
I want to talk about how many companions there is in this game as well. How many have you found, Jess?
I only have Valentine, Piper, Deacon, Dogmeat, obviously, and I think that's it.
I think
haven't
I'm in
really-
double. I think I'm in double figures now.
Jesus.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's loads. There's a French robot called Curie who you find in a vault.
Is he stereotypical
Marie
French?
Curie?
Yeah, it's a female.
Like Madame Curie, the wax figure person.
Yeah, that's who's the
No,
personality
that's
based
Madame
on.
Trousseau.
All right. Okay.
I was going to say, like, Marie Curie was
as in
the
the famous
nuclear
scientist.
person.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah, that would make more sense than a wax figure person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it makes sense when you play the quest. It's in Vault 80 something or something. There's a hidden quest in there where you
There
can
are
find
some
her.
vaults that are
I
fucking
haven't-
depressing.
I have not been to another vault.
Oh my
Have
god,
you
you
not?
need to go. I think it's
No.
Vault 74, which is under the middle school. It's
Oh, I've been in that one.
depressing as shit.
Yeah, if you read the logs in that one, I was.
Because you basically find out that Vault Tech wasn't really interested in the preservation of humanity. All they wanted to do was social experiments, so each vault was set
Shocker.
up differently to conduct different experiments. Like one of them I thought was hilarious because they basically said, we're going to put an overseer in charge who has zero qualifications for leaders, for leadership and management and all of that. And we just kind of want to see what happens to people when they're secluded with somebody in charge who's an idiot.
And I like that's what has been interesting throughout these games is looking at what Vault Tech did to all of these different vaults, because some of them are really fucked up.
But it's interesting to see how it affects the vault itself, because
Yeah.
there's actually one of the vaults they are still leading a normal life, which is the one I was just talking about.
Huh.
Like
Oh.
they've been in there 200 years and they're still everything's fine.
Kind of like the
But when
vault
you-
at the beginning of New Vegas.
Uh,
Three.
Which Fallout do you start off as a kid and you kind of work your way up and go to school?
Three.
Liam
Liam Neeson was your dad.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah.
And but in this vault, and that's the same one where you find out that something has been going on behind the scenes, which I won't reveal because it's really cool. And that's where you find Curie as well. So
Oh, that's cool.
Well, you can go through the whole game without ever discovering any of the other vaults because they're so well hidden. The one
That was the thing. Like, I didn't.
well,
need
apart from the
to-
big vault icon on your map, that helps.
they're not all. They don't all show up on your map.
They do as soon as you're close to them.
Oh well.
Do they?
But yeah, you've got your little
Oh.
tracker bar down the bottom.
Yeah,
and it
no,
shows where-
yeah.
There's like a big cog, which means it's a vault.
See, I don't
No, that
think
makes
I
sense.
noticed that because I was going through that town where Vault 74 was, and I'd actually explored the middle school. I just didn't go down into the basement where the vault was, and it
I
didn't
think
show up.
that one is hidden
Okay.
because it's underneath. But I think it would just show you the school. But I think the idea is you go in and then you find it, and then you're like, oh, there's a vault here.
There was one that was
If
in
you-
a subway system that if you're reading through it, they actually reveal, like, why the hell would anybody build a vault here? This thing's not airtight. And that's the one where they just kind of wanted to put people in and let them go crazy with somebody who had no idea what he was doing.
Yeah.
But
You seen the one?
That
Have you
was
been to the
the
one?
Nick Valentine one, right?
yes, the one with the mobsters.
You've been the one. You've been to the one with recovering drug addicts.
No.
No.
I think I've only been
That's
to
a good-
3 vaults.
In the spoilers for this one, stop listening if you don't want to know. In the drug addict one, basically they took people in to get clean, and then at a designated date, they would open up a secret compartment which was full of drugs to see what would happen.
Oh.
How cruel is that? Like all these
That's
people
so
that got
mean.
clean because they were forced to, and then everything went to shit because they did that. It's so interesting though, like all the different experiments. Have you guys been to the Glowing Sea?
No,
Down in
that's
the
box.
kind of next on my list of places to go.
It's just so cool. Like spoilers, Eric, you can actually go outside the map.
Yeah, that blew my mind for a second because I was trying to figure out like how to get to this random cave that I was supposed to do, and I was like, "We're at the end. Like, there's nowhere else to go." But you
Do you need to go
You just
underwater?
No, but it is
No.
constant radiations, so you need some form of protection. So, but it's absolutely huge, and if you explore around it, there's loads of different things to find.
Huh.
Like there's
One-
actually a nuclear base shaped like a pyramid, which is well worth visiting. So
The glowing sea, though, like what I found was super cool with the whole radiation. I found like it made more sense in this game than any other before, and having those like, I don't even know what you would call it, but like acid rain, except for like nuclear, and
Yeah, those
getting all
radiation
those
storms
rats.
are awesome.
They're so cool.
I didn't experience my first one till like 15 hours into the game.
I think I got one pretty early.
I feel like
But
I'm
the
getting
beginning-
irradiated a lot more on this game too.
Yeah.
You guys.
Huh.
Like,
And it works with
the ghouls, every time they hit you, you get
Yeah.
the radiation damage. I'm like, oh, for God's sake, not again.
Same with the bloat flies. They do
Yeah.
that too. But I loved at the beginning how they gave you like all of the backstory. Like they just solidified everything that you kind of thought happened, which was crazy.
How's your Pip-Boy edition?
It is like amazing. I was so excited and I like set it up right away. I started playing with it and then I stopped playing with it because it's very awkward to have it on your hand and then try to kind of navigate anything because it's bulky.
Yeah.
And when you have your phone in it, you can't like the screen doesn't go black, like it doesn't shut off. So you go through your battery like crazy.
See, I have a tablet that I've put the app on, and I almost exclusively use either my phone or my tablet to do inventory and menu stuff. I think it's just a lot more seamless.
And I think would be a better option instead of having it enclosed in the Pip-Boy because you can't like turn off the screen. And so your battery only lasts for like an hour of constant use. So.
Does it at least come with a stand for you to display it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it came in like the, I don't know, a really cool like box, like not an ammo box, but a really cool Pip-Boy box. And then it has a stand and comes with a little like Pip-Boy screen so you can put a piece of cardboard in when you're not using it so it still looks cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
How much was that?
It's so
200?
fancy. Yeah.
That's not bad.
No, it's so pretty. I really like it.
Oh, it's back.
Well, I told you it'd be occasional. Good. I don't know. I hope I have time to finish it, but I have a feeling once Just Cause comes out, it's game over.
Game over.
At least for a while.
I still haven't finished The Witcher.
Oh, God, I'm probably 10% into The Witcher. And then I bought Divinity Original Sin. Oh, Jesus. I just don't have enough
Did you
time.
guys get anything on Steam sale?
No.
No.
Certainly did not.
I grabbed Walking Dead because I still haven't played that.
Oh, my God.
So
Free on PS4. Should have got
the
PS4.
first episode. Oh, wait, no, the whole thing, all of Season 2 isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
But not for much longer.
Yeah.
It's been replaced by some shit games next month.
Next month games are shit. Let's talk about Super Star Wars.
Let's.
Oh, boy.
Oh, wow.
Are you steel yourself for this because I've got I don't know, a lot of.
Should we give some background on it first before we lay into it?
Please do.
yes.
All right. Okay. Super Star Wars is for the SNES, and it's a series of 3 platform games. There is Super Star Wars, Super Empire Strikes Back, and Super Return of the Jedi. They're a platformer and a shooter, and you play as either Luke, Chewbacca, or Han Solo. In the first one, anyway, and you go through levels, shooting stuff using the lightsaber, and it's an immensely difficult game.
Immensely is an understatement. I had gone through all of my lives and to continue before the end of the first level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
God, some of the platforming. My God.
This is a game that is difficult for the sake of none other than just being difficult.
It's an exercise in frustration to get to the end. It really is. It's so hard.
I'm getting this out of the way right now that I didn't finish because I was like, this is kind of stupid.
My God, there is a surprise.
I know, right? I just didn't want anyone to hold their breath because
I am dumbfounded right now.
I know.
How far did you
like
get, Jess? I've got a list of the levels up here. How far did you make it?
Inside
the Sandcrawler?
Yeah.
So you made it to the...
But I didn't finish that level.
You made it less than a quarter of the way. Oh, you
Sounds
made it
about right.
exactly a quarter of the way. There are, well, kind of 16.
You've even had 2 weeks, Jess.
I know, but also Fallout.
True.
That's
I'll give you a
my
pass
life.
on that. I mean, you pretty much, once you get to the sand crawler, the rest of it is pretty much the same.
But I felt like, okay, so first level, you were saying it was crazy hard, like initially jumping in. I didn't realize that you could shoot up or down or like all over the place. So
Do you
that
even
messed
play
me
You know,
up.
video
You know,
games?
Jess, when you play games, you generally check what the different buttons do to make sure you
I
can
know.
play it right.
I know. I don't know why I didn't. I just
Are you
was
still
like,
walking
oh,
into the wall
this
on
is
Fallout?
stupid.
Have you
Yeah.
left the vault?
I didn't know
There is
you
a world
could.
outside of the vault, you know.
Boy, this vault looks really good. They must have put a lot of time into this.
No wonder you haven't been to other vaults in this case. Just
But I feel like
constantly
once-
hitting a rad roach on the floor.
I know. Yeah. So once I realized that that was a thing you could do, it got a lot easier. Shocking.
But that still doesn't make it easy enough to be fun. This game is far from fun.
I don't think it even would have been fun when it first came out. I think people would have bought it and went, "This is really annoying."
So
It just
I'm going to
Yeah.
get this out of the way and say that I abused save states
I did too.
to the point
It's
where
impossible.
if I made it past a certain difficult part, save state. If I had more than half health, save state.
I did that
Can
a
we
lot.
talk? Can we talk about the bosses and how difficult they were?
Yes.
The bosses just have the most unfair attacks. Like, there's no preparation. There's no reason to tell which way the attack's going to come, and it just hits you straight away, and then half your health's gone. and you're like, "Oh,
Most
for
good
God's
boss
sake."
design in video games, the bosses will have a tell for different attacks. These ones, no, just attack. And it's random. It's
Yeah.
not. There's no pattern. Like the Sarlacc monster in the Dune Sea. He just pops up. You're standing in quicksand, so you have to stand on either side, and he'll just randomly pop up in different locations. And he has arms that can span the entire length of the screen and chew off at least 30% of your health in one hit. So you have to jump over those, but time it just enough because your jump only lasts exactly the amount of time that it takes for his arms to come over and then fall back. So if you jump too soon, you land back in him. You jump too late, you get hit.
Yeah, there was another
found-
one in this inside the sandcrawler where there was instant death lava pits as
yeah.
well, which right next to him, and he could hit you and knock you into them. And it took me about 20 goes, and I was like, "This is just so annoying."
That was the lava beast, Jowenko, right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I just know that I was shouting at it.
He looked good. The levels looked great.
I mean, the design's not bad, but it's just
They took a lot of
Apart from
liberties with the enemies because you look at them and go, that doesn't really fit the Star Wars universe.
yeah. There's some crazy lizard men at some point, I think, and
The levels started to seem very, very repetitive after a while too. I felt like I was constantly trying to leave the same sand planet, and it's like, okay,
yeah, that bit dragged on. Then it kind of just accelerates through the rest of the film.
yeah. As soon as you escape from Mos Eisley, and it's like, all right, we're out in space. Oh, end of the game.
Yep.
Huh.
Did you guys ever play The Matrix: Path of Neo?
No.
That game was meant to span the entirety of the Matrix films, and it kind of does the first one really well, and then the second two are just kind of just done. So it reminded me of that.
No,
That was a good game, though. I like that. I like that game.
I found
It's good.
with this one, the most effective way to get through, and this is kind of the reason why I abused save states so heavily, was that you could get different power-ups for your gun. And once you leveled it all the way up to, I think it was Plasma was the final level, everything was a one-hit kill. So I think I got that by the end of the second level, and I didn't want to lose that. Because if you died, you lost all your gun power-ups, and then you're back to blasters.
That was going to be my question.
Yeah, you'd go back to blasters, and then if you would occasionally find these gun power-ups, but I just wanted to make sure that I constantly had plasma. And even having the most powerful gun for the entirety of the game, it was still unbelievably difficult.
Agreed. Did you use the lightsaber at all?
It popped up accidentally for one level because I remember talking with you saying, do you even get to use a lightsaber in this? And you said no. But one level I just showed up and I had a lightsaber and I was getting my ass kicked. I'm like, well, this sucks. I want my gun back. And I don't remember how I got it back.
You can switch between them.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it, because when I grabbed it, it said something about health.
Yeah, those are you have lightsabers on the ground that increase your overall health.
Oh,
Every enemy that you kill gives you health.
Yeah.
And it's still unbelievably difficult.
You get a really shit movie at some point where Luke gets his lightsaber like he does in the film, and then you can start using it from then on. And then you meet Chewbacca and Han Solo, and then you can switch to them.
I was
they
afraid
don't have
to
a
switch
lightsaber
to them because I thought I'd lose my gun power-ups.
I used Han Solo for the rest of the game, actually.
Oh, I just used Luke.
Sucks.
Yeah.
There was one boss, I think it was like a kind of AI core in the Death Star or something. Oh, can we talk about the Death Star level where the TIE fighters are coming towards you, by the way?
Jesus. Where you either have to duck or jump?
God. Yeah. And there's no warning that they're coming, really.
They give you an audio cue.
Yeah, but there's not enough time, is there?
No.
You either jumped or you get hit. That's what happens. And they really hurt. But there's little platforms you can jump on. You can jump over them. But it's just so difficult.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. There was a certain level, I think it was the Escape from Mos Eisley, where you're going down, and all of these ramps that you walk down, they cause you to slide, and there are these crane hooks that'll pick you up and kill you. But then there are all of these landmines everywhere that if you get close to, they're like proximity mines where they'll explode, and then their shrapnel kicks out and hits you.
Yeah, it took me a while to notice them.
Oh, Jesus. That level probably took me 2 hours to get through. Because I would get to a certain spot and I go, okay, I've got more than half health. I kept 3 save states going at all times in case I got...
Well, let's talk about you losing your first one.
Oh, I was probably halfway through the game. And, oh no, not halfway. I just met Obi-Wan. So it was probably right after the end of the Sandcrawler level. And I did a save state, but there was an audio glitch. So as soon as I spawned back into the game, it was just going, and I could still move around. But as soon as I talked to Obi-Wan, it went to the cutscene, it froze. So I had to start all over.
Oh.
And that's when I started
Did nobody else when they were playing get a weird buzzing noise on the emulator?
No.
Constantly. Apparently it's a common thing for what emulator do you guys use?
SNES 9X. I was playing it on my PSP though.
I was playing it on my Mac.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just my PC, but it's constantly buzzing. It's just so annoying. But I got through it. I finished it. That's important. I think we should also talk about the speeder levels, which randomly pop up every so often.
Speeder levels?
Those are, when you're in a speeder going across the desert.
Jesus, that first one was so difficult because I had no idea what the hell to do. So you're in those land speeders, and you have to destroy so many. Well, I don't remember what you were fighting. And then
Jawas, isn't it?
The Jawas, yeah.
Yeah.
And then fly towards the Sandcrawler. But you've only got so much jet fuel, and if you run out, then you can't go anywhere. And jet fuel only pops up when you destroy certain things. If you run over certain elements of the map, you lose health.
But only I found those holes. Like, it was very inconsistent.
Some of them would
because
kill
you'd go
you,
over
some wouldn't.
some and you'd be fine. Yeah.
See, right, I tried Super Return of the Jedi, and the first level is like that, and you have to actually jump over these pits, otherwise it's instant death.
Oh.
I couldn't even get past the first level. I just went, nah, sorry.
Yeah, there were times where I beat all the Jawas finally, and I'm like, okay, sweet, go towards the Sandcrawler. And the Jawas still come. And there would be, it probably took me 4 or 5 tries because I would still get killed on my way to the Sandcrawler.
Yeah, I didn't struggle too much with them ones. I did struggle with the final level, though, where you have to do that. you're on top of the Death Star and you have to destroy TIE fighters and control towers or something.
And if you hit a control tower, you die instantly.
And then once you've done that, without warning, it goes into an entirely different, like, first-person shooter section where you're in the TIE fighter going down the trench in the Death Star, and you're getting attacked by TIE fighters, and they're really quick, and laser balls flying at you constantly. The objective is to survive until you get to a certain point, and then, after that point, you have to somehow fire torpedoes into the Death Star, but it doesn't give you any prompts to this, and if you don't fire them, instead of giving like a checkpoint or anything, it just boots you back to the first bit where you have to destroy the control towers again. So I can imagine playing that back in the day without save states was the most annoying thing in the world.
Well, like you said, they don't tell you that you can fire torpedoes. And I wonder what torpedoes would have done, because they give you 10. So I wonder what would have happened if you would have fired a torpedo in the trench while the TIE fighters were coming, like if it would have cleared the screen or something, because there was a glitch
I don't even know how I did it.
There was a glitch on my emulator where the walls of the trench overlapped 30% of my cockpit on either side. So I could see about maybe 25 to 30% of the trench and the TIE fighters coming in. And the laser balls would come in behind the walls of those trench. So I just had to kind of guess where everything was. It probably took me 50 to 75 tries to beat that because it was so unbelievably difficult not being able to see everything on the screen. And then Dan sent me a message saying, hey, make sure you do a save state when you get to less than 100 meters away from the target. So it hit like 600 and I did a save state. And then it got down to 0 and nothing. I'm sitting there shooting my gun. And I probably reloaded 5 or 10 times thinking, okay, what the hell? I know he said it was difficult, but I'm not hitting anything here.
It just doesn't tell you anything. There's no indication.
So I sent you a screenshot of what I was doing, and on there I saw a 10, and it said TOR. I'm like, oh, torpedo. How do I fire that? So I load up and just randomly pressed a button, and a torpedo fired out, and boom, end of the game.
There's just no prompt in it. It just makes no sense.
Yeah.
But I feel
how are you meant to know?
Because that's what you do, and like that's what they've done in the movies, right?
What?
Like the one shot to blow up the Death Star?
Mm-hmm.
Is that kind of how it is?
Yes, but the pilot knew going into that, okay, I have torpedoes and I'm going to shoot them with this button. We didn't.
Well, you should have used the Force to figure that shit out then.
We're a bunch of idiots.
Obviously.
Duh.
Why didn't we think of that? I mean, come on.
Yeah. You know, it's such a freaking difficult game. It's so hard. That I honestly don't think if I were to actively try to play this on a console, I'd be able to get through it without having the ability to save state. I don't think I could do it.
No, well, it got released on the PSN, didn't it?
I think they put save states in on it there.
Did they?
Yeah.
Because you will need them if you're going to play it. And if you have played on there, good luck, because it's a very difficult
game. They did that with the Mega Man Legacy Collection. They actually put physical save states in there. So you could save at any point.
So you just tap a button?
Yeah, you just press the touchpad and go to save. And then if you die, you can reload right back to where you were. You can only do one save state per game, though.
Okay. I actually, when I finished it, because I finished it quite a bit before you two, I went on and played some of Super Empire Strikes Back as well. And it's, in terms of level design and stuff, it is better than the first one. You start off as Luke in what's it called, Hoth, and you have a lightsaber from the start, but he has a double jump move which kind of spins the lightsaber around him and stuff, and it's a lot more fluid, and you have a block move and things like that, but it's still like instant death things and stuff like that, and it's still really frustrating. I played about 4 levels and then I just kept dying. I was just like, you know what?
It does
can't
look
even
better.
be bothered anymore.
Oh, there's actually a level where you get to rope up the AT-ATs?
Is there?
I'm looking at a screenshot of you in a snow speeder roping up an AT-AT.
That's amazing.
Speaking of which, to talk about Battlefront for a few minutes, I don't know if either of you played the beta for it. But
I played it with you. Okay. We have a video.
Okay. Great. We play a lot of shit together.
We have 2 videos, sorry. Good God.
That's one of the most satisfying moments in gaming that I've had. Maybe not satisfying, but nostalgic, because it brought me back to the very first day that I owned a Nintendo 64 and had Shadows of the Empire. And the first level on there was the Battle of Hoth. And you're in the snowspeeder and you're trying to rope up the AT-AT. And it was just, for people who have played that game or just have a really deep connection with Star Wars, having the ability to do that on a modern console in a game that provides a grander scale than anything we've experienced before is so unbelievably satisfying. And it might not be the best shooter in the world, but man, it's just nothing but fan service, and it's done so well.
That's awesome.
Well, it was always going to, wasn't it? I mean, this is the year of Star Wars. Everybody's going nuts for it already. They could not have released it at a better time. Let's face it.
And I had a conversation with one of my friends last night about this, where he was holding off on buying it because he said, I didn't want a game that was just Battlefield reskinned. And so my buddy that whose house we were at had it, so we popped it in, and I was showing him the ropes, and we were playing a few rounds of it, and we were discussing the differences between the original Battlefront games and this, and what they took out, and how this game, in comparison to the previous ones, is actually a huge step back.
Well, they took so much out.
Well, I think what I imagine is that, first of all, yes, they knew The Force Awakens was coming out, and they wanted to have this game out before then to kind of capitalize on the Star Wars hype. Because if they would have released it after the movie, people would have been like, okay, the Star Wars hype is dying, now they're just milking it. And
yeah, but they are holding content back as well, because the season pass is the equivalent of the same price as the base game, which is just ridiculous, in my opinion.
It is, but it depends. We don't know what that content is going to be yet.
Well, that's my problem with season passes. You're given the money to pay for something that you don't know what it is.
So don't buy the season pass.
I don't, but people do, and they keep doing it.
No,
and
vote
And
with
it
your
keeps
dollar.
pushing those, because they know they can do it. Like, they know they can get away with it. They know they can get more money, so they're going to do it.
They shouldn't be able to. Like, the season pass for Batman Arkham Knight is well known for being a pile of shit, and that was like the same price as the base game. And I mean, you're paying money for something that you don't know what it is, and I just can't wrap my head around why people do it.
Well, there are certain games that if they had a season pass, I would pay for it. Like, if Rocket League had a season pass where I could pay $30 and get every piece of DLC that comes out for that game from now until they stop supporting it, I would.
Well, it's the same with Fallout, because you know when they do an expansion, it is worth the money, and you're going to get your money's worth. Like, I think there's at least 4 planned expansions for Fallout.
But then again,
season pass is cheap anyway.
It comes down to, how do you qualify that? Who's deserving of putting that stuff out? Because what if somebody's done 3 really shit games with 3 really shit DLC packs, and suddenly their next game is going to be awesome, and they say, no, you can't do a season pass because your previous ones were shit, but they have all this awesome stuff lined up for it.
But I think it's
do it like The Witcher and give it for free.
The issue with pre-ordering too, like, I feel like pre-ordering things constantly just lets the developers get away with putting out an unfinished product and then just sending out a bunch of patches later on. Like,
it does.
Like Assassin's Creed is probably one of the best examples recently. They just...
I just don't get why in this industry there's no standards for that. Like, why are they allowed to still put out this broken content?
Well, I think if
it sells,
there are certain things that I think are worth pre-ordering, and those are the super limited collector's editions. I'm going to pre-order the Mega Man Legacy Collection for 3DS, because it comes with that gold Mega Man amiibo. Certain things that you can't get without pre-ordering it, I'm okay with that. But to pre-order a game just for the sake of pre-ordering it, even back in the mid-2000s when I worked at GameStop and pre-ordering was still kind of the thing to do, our big sales pitch was, hey, guys, this is going to be a really hot game. It's going to be kind of hard to get a hold of. You want to make sure you have your copy. And people would buy that shit hook, line, and sinker. But if you had half a brain, you'd know that they're not going to shorthand themselves on these popular games. You could walk into any store at any time and find a copy of that game. Never once was there a game that we had that we really hyped up the pre-orders on that was short. Ever.
The only game I've ever struggled to get was GTA San Andreas when that come out. I had to wait 2 weeks. My parents couldn't find it anywhere.
I just took a bus to the mall across campus.
I was only a wee munchkin at the time.
Oh, your parents were terrible parents buying you GTA.
They were.
You have no idea how many kids I pissed off because their parents would bring them to GameStop to get a game and they wanted to get Vice City or San Andreas, and I would look at the kid and then I'd look at the parent and go, just, legally I have to tell you or ask you, are you okay with purchasing a game for your child that has drug dealing, rape, prostitution, killing hookers, and grand theft in it? And they look at the kid going, you're not getting this. Go get a different game. And then they end up coming back up with something like Madden. And the kid just gives me this evil glare. Like, well, I'm protecting myself.
That's so funny.
You're such a nice man.
I don't think 7-year-olds need to be playing that shit. Be a better parent.
Not really, no.
Yeah. But yeah, if you pre-order games, you're part of the problem. So stop pre-ordering bullshit because then they tack on. I think content or console exclusives are horse shit. This level only on PlayStation.
I am absolutely gutted that I don't get to play Rise of the Tomb Raider this year.
Yep, I am too.
Like I really enjoyed Tomb Raider, and the fact that it was multi-platform to start with, and now it's Xbox exclusive until late next year. It's really quite irritating. I just don't see why.
They started off with wasn't Final Fantasy 13 a PS3 exclusive, or did that always go multi-platform?
I think it was PS3 and Xbox.
Okay. I'm okay with it starting.
The first Final Fantasy that bridged the gap between them.
I'm okay with a game starting single platform and then branching to all, but to go from all to one is backwards. And that actually, and I understand they were trying to use that as a hook to purchase an Xbox, but for me, it's actually like, well, sorry, I guess I'm just not going to buy your game now.
I think for this generation as well, because the Xbox, let's face it, the Xbox and PS4 are very, very similar consoles. There's very little between them, so I don't think many people are going to have both.
No,
like you kind of need one or the other. The only reason it would be if you're like a hardcore Halo fan or whatever, and you want to buy that.
Well, I think
fair enough. That's always been on Xbox, but
yeah,
in this case,
I just think Microsoft is actually. I don't think it's a fact. Microsoft is struggling this generation because in every metric, the PlayStation's blowing them out of the water.
Well, PlayStation had the head start because Microsoft completely ballsed up the announcement. I mean, I remember sitting and watching the announcement of the Xbox One where that woman was talking about it being a water cooler, and I was like, what is going on right now?
Oh, yeah. Well, there was...
what was that?
There was, on the when the Xbox One was first announced, it didn't focus on gaming. They were using it as a kind of media platform.
TV.
Yeah.
TV.
Yeah, and this woman came out and she went, the Xbox One will be the next water cooler. As soon as she said it, there was like a million memes everywhere. And I just remember watching it and I was just like, what is going on? And then Sony the next day or something did the PS4 one and it was just games everywhere. And they just completely wiped
I wonder
the floor
if after that Sony went, oh shit, we need to dial this back and recreated it just to take advantage of Microsoft's bungle.
Did you ever see the E3 video they did where Microsoft was on about how they were going to have DRM and you couldn't download each other's games and stuff like that?
Yeah, and then Sony came out.
Yeah,
Sony came out and said it, and then about a few hours later they did a video where they went how to share games on the PS4, and then it was is he called? I forget what he's called anyway. But there was two guys, and it said how to share a video game on the PS4, and then it cut to them, and he just handed them the game. And they both smiled. They both smile at the camera, and then it just ends.
That was awesome. It was that E3 where they announced both those consoles was one of the best ever because it was nothing but Sony just taking a piss all over Microsoft.
Yeah,
and then Microsoft came out and announced their console price, and then Sony came out and went, "Yeah, we're cheaper."
Wasn't a good year for Microsoft. Like, I'm sure it's a very good console, but they are still playing catch up because of that. You know.
Yeah, I think we're too far into this generation for Microsoft to really swing it back. One of the metrics that actually came out from a third party server analysis is when Battlefront came out, they said that there were more simultaneous users on the PS4 than there were on Xbox and PC combined.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. But I think the way Microsoft's going about it to buy a multi-platform game and turn it into an exclusive is just all wrong.
It is.
Why bother?
I do think that they've taken a step in the right direction with implementing backwards compatibility, and that
definitely.
of branches into a new topic of conversation with PS1 and PS2 emulation coming to PS4. Because with,
and you thought this show was just put together.
And that was kind of leaked or kind of broke when they had a special pre-order for Battlefront where you would get download codes for, what was it, Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, Revenge Racer, and something else. And everyone's like, well, wait a minute.
Eurogamer's Digital Foundry actually found that these games were running on a PS2 emulator on the PS4.
Yeah.
Which nobody knew existed. And then they found it, and then when everybody started announcing it, Sony came out and said, basically, yeah, we're working on this. So I don't know about you said about PS1, Eric. I don't think it is PS1. I think it's just PS2 for the moment. But it's an interesting choice because Microsoft has Xbox 360, but you were talking about it yesterday, Eric, because you said the PS3 cell architecture wouldn't work with the PS4's.
I honestly don't think they could swing playing PS3 games on a PS4 because the architecture is so vastly different. That was the big strike against PS3 last generation, was that it was so difficult to develop for because of the cell architecture. But the cell architecture, shot for shot, was more powerful than...
Yeah, I don't know if they would do it as well because they've got the PlayStation Now service as well.
I think what they should develop a way to do, especially with the Now service or even with the PS1 and PS2 emulation, is have a disc check. Put it in, boom, you can stream it then. So instead of making people purchase these classics again that they already own, just make them playable via some form. I understand if you don't want it to be playable directly off the disc, but give me the opportunity to stream it.
But then they can make money again.
Yeah. So that's not going to happen, is it? But if they do it and it's free and it works, and then I'm all for it. I mean, I've got a huge library of PS2 games. My PS2 looks like shit on my HD TV, so I'd quite like to play them upscaled.
I think if they're going to do that and have it be successful, they're going to need to start supporting more PS2 classics, because compared to the PS1 classics section, the PS2 classics is garbage. There are hardly any games in there really worth owning, and $10 is a lot to pay for a game that you already own.
Well, the trend used to be doing HD collections, didn't it? That's why they got away with it.
I actually have a different thought on that. I used to be really against the HD collections or the HD remasters, but after hearing how Bethesda did Fallout 4, I have a new appreciation for it, because I just saw that Quantum Dream is releasing Beyond on PS4, and Beyond wasn't a very good game. It was okay. Nothing like Heavy Rain or Indigo Prophecy. But
I quite liked Beyond. I did, I must say.
It was all right.
It was all right. It was passable. It's very pretty game for the PS3.
I used to think it was just a big cash grab. Like, oh, great, we've got this backlog of games, let's just push them out on new consoles. But after hearing that Bethesda, when they first started work on Fallout 4, before they even created any assets for it, they just directly ported Skyrim to the new consoles. And their justification was, this gave us the ability and the opportunity and experience to work with the new consoles with existing content that we're already familiar with. So moving forward now to make new games, they already understand all of the ins and outs on how to make this stuff work.
Yeah, well, Fallout 4, considering it's a Bethesda game, has not been that glitchy for me at all. I mean, you still get the occasionals, but nothing catastrophic.
I haven't come across anything major.
No.
Occasionally the dialogue will loop a little bit, or it'll take a second, or a menu will take a few extra seconds to back out of, but nothing too big.
I just had issues because I had The newest drivers for my video card apparently suck, and that was just my biggest issue. But I got stuck once, and I was really excited that console commands are a thing because I have not experienced that before, and it was glorious.
You're a tilde, huh? You like to use your consoles.
It was just amazing because I didn't have to go back to a previous save. I was so happy.
Cheater.
I was stuck in like a stupid little, when you know how they have those little like rocks or something with a lot of the Bethesda games, and you get stuck and you can't move or fast travel because you're still running. That. So that was exciting for me.
So this morning I asked you guys to do a little quiz.
Yes, you did.
There was
a little quiz.
Fucking ages.
I think it popped up on Reddit. Somebody from GameFAQs created a tool that helps you narrow down your top 100 games. Or 126 games. All you do is it shows two games and you click between the two of them, or if you hate both of them equally, you hit I feel the same way about both. I initially thought
if you loved them both too.
Yeah, I guess if you can't decide between the two. I thought it was initially going to be like 25 questions. No, mine was 572 questions. It was basically a battle royale, like this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. And then they start pitting your favorite games against each other. And it actually got to be very difficult for me to choose. Like, oh shit, do I choose Ocarina of Time or Skyrim? And Final Fantasy 7 or Final Fantasy 8? And it got to be very challenging. And I got about halfway through it yesterday. I was doing it on my phone because it was easier than clicking it with a mouse. And I accidentally refreshed the page and lost all of it and went, fuck. But it's...
Well, actually, I think we'll post it on Facebook so people can have a go.
Yeah.
After the podcast. If I can find the link, which I can't.
I feel like it's pretty accurate, but then again... It's definitely not comprehensive. There are a lot of games that I would put in my top 5 or top 10 that aren't listed anywhere in here. It definitely has a little bit of a bias towards Japanese RPGs.
So does mine.
Well, the whole list in general does. But the top games, I would say, are still fairly accurate. My top 10 is listed as the following: Final Fantasy VIII, Demon's Souls, Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy IX, Skyrim, Ocarina of Time, Morrowind, Dark Souls, Link to the Past, and Final Fantasy X, which is pretty accurate.
Interesting. Jess, what's yours? Or do you want me to go?
I have Ocarina of Time, Link to the Past, Portal 2, Portal, Majora's Mask, Fallout 3, Super Mario Brothers 3, Half-Life, Skyrim, and then Super Mario 64.
That's a pretty good top 10.
Yeah.
I would have expected Fallout 3 to be on the top.
It's number 6.
I would have expected it to be number 1.
Yeah, see, this was the thing, too, because I was like, a lot of it was comparing Zelda and Fallout, and I just didn't know how to respond. I feel like some of them were a little challenging because they were both good games, but for very different things.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like Zelda's more timeless than Fallout, and that's kind of what I went for, but...
Yeah, that's true. Dan, if your number 1 is anything less than Final Fantasy VII, this test is shit.
It's really not. So. I have joint first 3 games. So
really?
I have Final Fantasy IX, Final Fantasy X, and Batman Arkham City.
Those are all number 1?
Yep.
How did you get a tie on some shit?
I don't know. It must quantify how many you select each time.
Or like, can't decide.
Yeah, and then it jumped to 4th. 4th is Final Fantasy VII. 5th is Chrono Trigger. 6th is Skyrim. 7th is Grand Theft Auto Vice City. Joint 7th as well as also Final Fantasy VIII. Then it jumps to 9, Ratchet and Clank 3, and then Super Mario Galaxy 2.
Weird.
Yeah.
That's a really strange top 10.
I know.
What did you say your first 3 were?
Batman Arkham City, Final Fantasy 9 and 10,
That's not you
Those
at all.
don't really surprise me. Like, Batman doesn't surprise me at all.
No, I love that game so much. That would
Yeah.
be one of my top, definitely. 10 I love, but not as much as 7. 9 I love a little bit less than 7. So
Where is 7 on your list?
Fourth.
4th.
What did you guys have as your bottom
That's weird.
few?
I don't know. I've clicked off it now, I think.
I had like a 9-way tie for 117 with Minecraft, Journey, Pokemon Red and Blue, Sonic 2, Life is Strange, Undertale, Mass Effect 3, Animal Crossing, Persona 4, Phoenix Wright, Metroid Prime, and 999.
That's so funny.
Destiny is down there as well. All the Mass Effect games are down there.
Really?
Yep. Arkham City was 102.
Forget you don't like Mass Effect.
Not at all.
My favorite is my last game is Tetris because I fucking hate Tetris.
You
and that is
suck.
super accurate.
You suck. I think
So it's accurate-ish.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd say the top and the bottom are accurate and the middle ones are kind of a little weird.
I have a question, and I think this would actually make for kind of a neat article for all of us to put together. Everybody's got their list of favorite games, and everybody always says, "Hey, let's rank our top 5 games." And I feel like that's a little too difficult to do. Whereas everybody's got their like you said, Jess. Everybody's got their favorites in certain categories. So instead of saying this is my favorite, this is 2, 3, 4, 5. When you think of games as a whole, what are like the 10 games that just instantly come to your mind? Not necessarily better than the other. I mean, for me, if anybody says, what are some of your favorite games? I would always going to say something like Mega Man, Final Fantasy 7 and 8, Dark Cloud, the Morrowind, Skyrim, just games that might not be the best ever.
Yeah.
What are some of yours that you would just say these are my favorite games?
Ocarina of Time for sure. Portal, Fallout, Dr. Mario, because I love it. Probably Super Mario 3. It's so hard though.
I think everybody knows my answer.
Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 7.
Batman.
Correct. I do love Batman so much. But Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles, I love that. I will always go back and play that game. It's just something about it. I don't know really.
We'll have to put that together. I think that'd be an interesting.
It would be a cool list to have different categories.
I feel like mine would be very RPG heavy.
Yeah.
I do love a good
Yeah.
RPG. I mean, RPGs are just so good because there's just so much to them and you can put so much time into it, and then you just get more absorbed in the world because you spent longer with this world. And it's just...
But it can also come back to bite you, too, because you can spend a lot of time in a world hoping for it to become engrossing, and then you go, well, this sucks.
Yes, like Destiny.
Destiny, Legend of Dragoon. Oh, God, that game. Whew.
You give up on that one, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. After disc 1, we went, done.
Fair enough.
And everyone's like, you got to give it time. Like, I don't want to give it time. If it doesn't hook me within the first couple hours, no thanks. We got some emails, guys.
Oh, emails, plural.
Emails, too.
Holy moly.
Not electronic mail figures, but E as in mail piece of paper. Electronic paper mail.
I'm not as excited anymore.
Oh, you were hoping that it was electronic dudes?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you've ruined it.
Well, I know you were looking forward to the electronic dudes.
I always look forward to electronic dudes. Who doesn't? Right, Jess?
True.
Right.
2-1, you guys win. First one comes from Juliet BR. She says, Hello again, Factory Seal Crew. I love hearing your responses to my question and your additional twist. Although I was sad that Jess wasn't able to receive my fan mail, especially since I just listened to the episode where she wrote herself a fan mail. Real people love you too, Jess. I forgot that you did that.
You wrote yourself a fan mail.
No, my friend did. I was sitting beside her, but whatever.
I think it was because Aaron and I were getting a lot of mail specifically to us and you weren't, so you had your friend write you one to make you feel better.
And it was
Oh,
so
it was
ridiculous.
You could see straight through it.
It was laid on so thick.
It was funny. Juliet goes on, Eric, I completely agree that hope is the worst. Also, when you immediately responded with Waka, I was like, yes, you guys put together a truly awesomely terrible party. I also loved your ideal parties as well. Tom, swords are the best. They always have the best animation, just have the perfect fantasy element. Also, I'm currently working my way through your previous podcasts. A lot of my comments in future emails and immediately following this sentence may be extremely outdated, such as Roller Coaster Tycoon was the bomb. Years and years after my family got rid of our desktop computer and before I had a computer that could run it in compatibility mode, I'd get out my sister's old laptop that dies if the power cord is accidentally disconnected and boot up that awesome game. That was definitely one of my go-to games while I was growing up. I do have another question for you guys. I'm having a little trouble figuring out the clearest way to word it, so hopefully I'll come across correctly. If you could pick any world or number that was your favorite world number in all three of the original Super Mario Brothers NES games, which world would you pick?
Good God.
Yeah.
I can't even remember them. There's been so many Mario games.
Well, the first three NES ones.
I can't even remember what's on them.
For me, clear winner is Giant World, where everything is enormous.
Does Super Mario World count?
She says the first three Mario NES games, so no.
Okay. I think the final world of the first game actually sticks with me because I remember it being so annoying that it just sticks in my mind.
Wasn't it with the black background and everything was white?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that one was tough.
I don't know. I really like the boot level because it's really fun. Like where you hop around in that boot.
Oh yeah, and you're on top of the chomping coffee beans.
Yeah. And I really like the third level because my sister and I would alternate. So like level 2 was hers and 3 was mine.
The sand level.
Yes.
I didn't like that one with the sun. Juliet said she would pick World 2. World 2 is my favorite in Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers 3. And even though I'm not the biggest fan of 2, I do enjoy World 2. All that sand digging really grew on me for some reason.
That's a tough question.
Yeah.
That's really trawling back through the knowledge.
And the frog suit level.
Oh, wait. Okay, I'm rereading her question. She says if you could pick any world number that was your favorite number in all three. So, she picked 2, and hers was 2 across the board.
Oh.
So what is... I think Giant World is World 4 in Mario 3? Oh,
Maybe.
Jesus, that's tough.
I don't even know what the different worlds are. As you guys know, I grew up mainly with a Mega Drive, so Mario was later in life.
I'm still going to go with 4 just because Giant World is my absolute favorite level of any Mario game ever. I think they need to bring that back to another 3D game.
See, I always did the originals have secret worlds?
Yes.
I always enjoy the secret worlds because they're really challenging and you get some quite cool levels. Like Super Mario 3D Land and 3D World for the Wii U and 3DS have really good secret worlds. Like when you finish the one for 3DS, it actually unlocks an entirely new section of levels, 1 to 8, which are secret worlds, and it's really cool.
Huh.
You played that one?
For the Wii U?
No, the 3DS one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I had that
I
one.
like that one. The Wii U one's good too.
We have another email from Matt Ernie.
Hello, Matthew.
Matthew. He says, hello, Factory Seal Crew. I just wanted to write in and wish you all a happy Thanksgiving. I also wanted to say thanks for all your great content and commentary. Keep up the amazing work. With all the new titles coming out for the holidays, what are each of you most looking forward to playing? I'm pumped for Xenoblade Chronicles X. Cannot wait to lose myself inside the expansive world. I think everybody knows what I'm looking forward to.
Just Cause 3.
Just Cause. Unfortunately, I have a packed day of work on Tuesday.
Oh, poo are you. You don't do work.
Worse.
What about you, Jess, or is yours already come and gone?
Mine's already come and gone, but I really want Battlefront.
Get a PS4.
You just buy one already. I don't know how you haven't had one this long.
I know.
You could have had Fallout on PS4. Instead, you built a computer. Ugh.
But it's pink.
You could have painted your PS4 pink.
You're not get a pink PS4 yet.
I'm sure somebody can do it for you.
You can get like skins and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Awesome.
Yes, but this year I am actually, as sad as it is, looking forward to playing Guitar Hero Live, which I've asked for Christmas.
Really?
I feel like that's going to be kind of a future of gaming's like online stuff. Just the way the Guitar Hero Live works.
I loved Guitar Hero back in the last generation, and it's been gone for years. And with the new controller, it's like the challenge is back, because I used to play on expert level, and it wasn't that challenging anymore.
I'm Daniel.
It is true. I was a master of Guitar Hero.
I'm going to go out on tour with my expert level Guitar Hero skills. Ladies.
That picks up all the girls.
I am looking really forward to doing it. I am.
Excuse me, ma'am. Is this guy boring you with his medium level Guitar Hero skills? I'm an expert.
To go back to Matt's question, though, like, Xenoblade Chronicles X is kind of the first Wii U game I've been interested in months. So I might pick that up, but I don't know. I'm not 100%
contemplating
sold yet.
getting a Wii U this Christmas for Christy so she can play.
I wouldn't bother, because Nintendo will probably announce the new console next year. So
thanks.
That was like all of the wind out of your sail all at once.
There wasn't much in there to begin with.
Don't challenge him for wind. Let's not go there.
Oh, somebody say something about wind? Matt follows up with a PS. Do you have an address we can mail in donations?
Stoville?
Yes, I will send you my bank account details.
I'm pretty sure that would backfire quite heavily. So I think this is a good time to unveil what we've tentatively been working on. We're still putting it together, but we are in the process of setting up a Patreon page. We're putting together a list of rewards and goals that we want to get to.
What is that, if someone has never heard of that?
Patreon is a not shit version of Kickstarter. Because it's a place for you to donate on a monthly basis to your favorite content creators for what they do. But it borrows from Kickstarter in the fact that there are certain goals. So we as a Patreon page would say we have a goal of wanting to hit $50 a month so we can assure that we continue to do X, Y, and Z. And along with that, based on how much you pledge per month, there are different rewards. So what we are thinking is we want to start or continue doing more digital game giveaways. So for every $1 that you donate, you get an extra entry into the digital games giveaway. When you hit a certain level, when we hit a certain goal, we want to start doing physical game giveaways. And if you donate a certain amount, you'll get extra entries into both the digital and physical. If you hit another certain amount, like $10 a month, Jess will record a sexy message for your phone.
Yeah, I can't even do it right now. The pressure's
There is
on.
actually another one. There is actually another one which says Jess will finish every game we ever play.
That's also why I didn't decide to finish this one, because like I have to make that worthwhile. Right?
Yes.
Well,
if you start finishing them now, nobody's going to donate. Our goal isn't going to hit that.
True.
This isn't set in stone or anything yet. We haven't looked through it properly and decided what exactly you will get. But any donation you want to give us in the near future is appreciated, because we put our own money into the hosting and stuff for this. So we just kind of, if you can spare $1 every month or whatever, that's fine, isn't it, guys?
Yes, absolutely. Yes. I mean, I'd say we spend on the show upwards. I mean, now with the game giveaways, I'd say we push about $1,000 a year to keep the show up and running.
I mean, we love doing the show, so
we're going to continue. That's the thing that take away from this, is that even if you don't donate, we're still going to continue to do it just because we like to do it. It keeps us sane, but we want to build it up so that if we do have extra income, we just kick it back to you guys. None of this is going to go into our pockets whatsoever. I mean,
no, not at all.
Every penny that comes in will go right back to you in terms of giveaways or special content. My favorite so far is we have it tentatively set as a $20 reward, but Dan will record 5 phrases of your choosing in his finest Geordie accent.
That's my favorite.
And then tentatively Tom will be your butler for a weekend.
We're going to fly him out and everything.
Yeah. I will send you a signed copy of Goof Troop, but it may be melted.
This is our thought process going into this.
There is one, though, that I do kind of like, and this is me putting a little bit of my personal time and energy into something, is that we do have a certain reward level where I will fabricate a unique stocking in the visage of a character of your choosing.
I have to say, right, if you guys haven't seen these before, Eric does these absolutely incredible. I've been saying to him he should sell them, because I've got one on my wall right next to me right now, which he sent me about 3-4 years ago now or something. And it's a Sonic the Hedgehog, and it is the best thing ever. They are fantastic.
Did you guys see the one that I sent to Tom? He actually just got it this week.
Yeah, I did. What did you do for Tom?
So for Tom, I did Metal Gear Solid 4. There's that silhouette version of Snake with his hands down at his side, and it looks like he's screaming and his legs are...
Oh, yeah, that was awesome.
I did a silhouetted version of that. It was the simplest stocking I've done, as in it's only 3 pieces, but it was the most technical and took the longest time because it was so much technical cutting to it.
Did he post a picture?
I will. I didn't want to post it too early because I didn't want Tom to see it.
You sent it to me via WhatsApp. So,
Here, I'll send it to you right now, Jess, via WhatsApp as well. That one is really cool. I mean, I don't want to say these things are the best things in the world, but this one is easily one of my favorite that I've ever done.
Well, I will say it for you. They're fantastic.
And the way that we want to set that up is that if you hit that donation mark, since Patreon doesn't allow you to do a one-time donation, it's like, okay, if you make this donation, you can back down to a lower level. But they're just little incentives. One that we're toying around with the idea of is you make a certain level donation, and then you can actually choose your favorite game for all of us to play, and then you can come on the show and join us to talk about the game for a show.
If you're not an idiot. We'll have no Toronto Batmans, please.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Or if the game doesn't. Yeah, no, you know what? No, I'm not going to put any stipulations on that because they're donating. There will be caps on it. Like, we don't want to have somebody on every single show. So there'll be certain limits. So like the stocking one, I'm not going to just allow 1,000 people to do it because then I won't have time to do anything else. So there'll be certain ones will be limited.
Get that sweatshop fired up, Eric.
Heck
I was
yeah.
gonna say, quit your job to make stockings.
Yeah. So that's our tentative thought. We're going to be ironing this out and rolling it out within the next couple weeks. Basically, we just want to get to a point where we can cover all the costs of the show and then give all that money that we've been putting into it back to you. Mm-hmm. That's that.
Obviously, as well, if you don't want to donate every month, you can just cancel it and come back whenever you want. I mean, we understand people's money is important. But if you can chuck us a couple of dollars, it's good.
Yeah, we're not going to go out and buy biscuits with it.
Oh, that's not half the biscuits conversation again.
You don't know
We
what
spent
a biscuit
we
is.
spent last night debating the different types of biscuits.
Dan calls cookies biscuits.
I feel like you have to, though. Some would be biscuits versus cookies.
No, he doesn't know what
Thank
like
you,
a
Jess.
Grands or a Pillsbury biscuit is. He's like, that's a
not a biscuit.
pie.
It is a pie.
It's not.
What
it's a
is-
biscuit.
What ones?
Grands biscuits?
I don't know what those are.
Do you guys even get food?
We get food that's normal, yeah.
Here, look at that. That is a biscuit. It's something you put butter on.
You don't put butter on biscuits.
That's not a biscuit.
The hell it isn't.
It's like a I don't even. Oh, like biscuits and gravy type of thing.
Yeah, there you go.
But it's not really.
Yeah, it is.
It looks like a scone.
Yeah, but yeah.
Scones
But
are sweeter,
there's like fattier.
deliciouser.
But they're not the same thing, though.
That's just weird, Eric. No.
Whatever. You guys suck over there. I can't wait
suck.
till Tom's on the show next week because I sent him a sucker that actually almost made him vomit.
I'm really excited for
And
this.
he sent me a video of him trying to eat it, and it was hilarious. So after he shares his personal account of that, I'll post the video on our Facebook page of Tom almost vomiting from a sucker.
Is it as bad as Hershey's chocolate?
He actually gagged and almost threw up.
So did I when I had Hershey's.
Oh, you shut up. Hershey's chocolate's not that bad.
It's
it
bad.
tastes like vomit.
It
That is
tastes
not
like
chocolate.
chemicals.
I had a bunch of Hershey's chocolate on s'mores last night.
Oh, you disgusting human.
I made a mega s'more last night. and
Why
it
didn't
was
you just be
awesome.
why didn't you just
Oh,
be
and
sick on why didn't you just be sick on a piece of toast and eat that? You'd get the same effect.
Hershey's chocolate, though, for s'mores, it doesn't have like I like dairy milk because you can break off per square.
Oh, you get dairy milk?
Yeah.
Do you get that, Eric?
Yeah, Hershey's chocolate. Milk chocolate.
No,
No,
dairy
that's not
milk.
dairy milk.
Oh, what is it then? Dirt milk?
Like a brand.
It's vomit in a bar. That's what it is.
I use milk chocolate. What the hell's the difference? It's made
Because
with milk.
it's a brand. Cadbury's Dairy Milk. It's like the most popular chocolate bar in England.
Because you guys have Galaxy too, right?
Oh, no,
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't get that.
I like Galaxy.
I like Dairy Milk. I actually won a giant bar of Dairy Milk from a crane machine about 3 weeks ago. I was impressed. It's huge.
I'll have to see if we have any of that.
Do you guys get Terry's chocolate oranges? Because they're
Yes.
out right now, and I freaking love them.
We once had Terry's Chocolate Orange McFlurries, and they were the best thing ever.
Really?
Yeah.
That would be glorious.
Gross.
You're gross.
Yeah, gross.
Anyway, as we tend to pick our games in a haphazard approach, we have developed a spreadsheet which outlines games that we are going to play.
Tom did
Each
that,
week-
right?
Yes.
No, Dan did this. Dan spent 2 hours doing this.
I'm sorry, Dan. I didn't mean to steal your thunder.
Stupid people from London getting all the credit. Anyway, the idea behind this is we, on alternate weeks, pick a game each. So this week is mine. And I have picked the original Tomb Raider for PlayStation.
Nice.
So
I think we should give
play-
people a little bit of a heads up of what's coming up too.
Yep. So after that, for the week after, it's Jess's pick, and she has picked Wipeout 64.
Yes.
And then the week after, Tom has picked Beneath the Steel Sky for PC or iOS. And then the week after that, Eric has picked a game called I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream, which I don't know what that is.
I have a feeling that Tom is going to pick a lot of retro PC games.
Yeah.
So we will probably be doing a big chunk of giveaways on those because they're fairly cheap. The one thing that we're going to try to make sure that we do with these games is that they are they are games in which we could carry an entire episode on. So no more crap. What's a really shitty game we've done recently that lasted about 4 seconds of conversation?
Kirby.
Yeah, Kirby. I put down Final Fantasy Tactics. Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind. All of Final Fantasy 1 through 13 plus all spin-off games.
That was mine.
Yeah, that's 1 week. Star Ocean, all 80 endings. So, but no, we're going to flesh this out and actually have a little bit of a game plan. The other thing we're going to start doing is putting these on the sidebar of our website, factory-sealed.com, where you can see what we're going to be playing for the next month and when that show is going to take place. Because I know that there are a few people out there that enjoy playing the same game alongside us. And our hope is that once we have this fleshed out enough, and if we get to the point where we can start doing physical copy giveaways, we can start sending these out a few weeks in advance to people so that they can actually play them alongside us.
I feel like the list is hilarious, though, because you can really tell who picked what without even actually looking.
Oh, totally. The Sims, Jess?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. All right, well.
Yes, Mario Tennis.
Yes.
Not Mario Tennis.
No, it's the X-rated version. That is kind of like penis, but not really.
Mario's got a deformed penis.
It's going to open your eyes. It's going to be crazy.
Oh, Resident Evil 3.
Hell yeah.
Suffering through Silent Hill.
You're such a baby.
Yes.
All right. That's going to do it for that. So next week, the original Tom Brader. That guy can do a great fishtail. It's a braid joke, people.
I don't know
Sorry.
what that is. When we first did this spreadsheet, I went through all of Tom's and did them in famous games in a Jeeves style.
The Elder Jeeves.
And then when because Jess didn't know about this and she didn't pop up on it, so we filled all theirs in and just put nothing.
Nothing. Not going to beat it anyway. Probably won't show up. I'll sleep late.
Shut up!
Yeah. All right. If you want to send us an email, factorysealed@manatank.com. Check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/factorysealed. We are on Twitter at factory-sealed.
I can't ever hear Twitter in real life and not go Tweetor in my head because of you guys. Thank you.
Follow us on Twitter.
Where can we find you on the Twitter?
I'm a Jess.
Dan, where can we find you?
You can find me at Frosted Sloth. Where can we find you, Eric?
Oh, thanks for asking, Dan. You can find me at Honest Pizza. That's going to do it for this week. I don't foresee missing any shows for quite a while. So, with that being said...
Was there a weird New Year's show that we weren't sure about?
Oh, thank you for reminding me.
No problem.
For Christmas this year, like we did last year, we would really like to do another listener-based show where you guys either record a message or send us an email with your favorite memories from this past year of the podcast. I think that went really well last year, and people really enjoyed that. If you do want to send in an audio clip, just make sure it's of good quality. We can understand it. And we'll put it in as part of the show. I think we had a good 5 or 6 last year. I'd like to see more than that, just because you guys are listening to us all the time, and we'd like to know what you like about the show, some of your favorite memories, and Lord knows we've taken a drastic left turn since Dan and Tom joined us, so shit's gotten real crazy.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. So you can send that at factorysealed@manatank.com. Just either share it with us on Google Drive if it's too big. I know that email has a little bit of a cap on it. Or shoot us an email. Were we going to do anything special for New Year's or not?
We had talked about...
I think I'm away for New Year. Well, I suppose we'll be recording at a different time, though, won't we?
Well, the New Year's is on a 3rd. Well, anyway, we can figure all that crap out later. That's a month down the road. So next week, Tomb Raider, on the PlayStation. I say Jess gets... Shoot, I was thinking Tomb Raider 2 where you could lock the butler in the fridge.
We could change to Tomb Raider 2 if you want. I actually own that, so that would be easier.
I think Tomb Raider 2 is more fun.
You want to change to Tomb Raider 2?
It's your week, Dan. I don't care.
Tomb Raider 2.
Okay, Tomb Raider 2. Correction. I say Jess
Sounds
makes it
good.
through the obstacle course and into the main hall swimming pool, which has no bearing on the rest of the game.
Sounds about right.
Yes.
So
Dan,
Jess
would you
probably
like to make a,
won't, Jess probably won't get out of the mansion. On Tomb
Why would
Raider.
I can hang out in there.
You can lock the butler in the freezer.
Yes. All right. That's going to do it for this week. Any final thoughts?
I love you.
I love you too.